Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. My favorite makeup today is this. This is the Ciate London Glitter Flip. This is in the shade Forbidden. So what this does, if you've seen it on YouTube, you probably have. So this particular color at least is a beautiful like berry burgundy. What this stuff does is you put it on your lips, you wait for 2 minutes for it to dry, and then when you rub your lips together or sort of like press them together, this exposes the magical glitter that lives within, that's locked inside, until you flip it. It's actually kind of subtle for a glitter lipstick, and I've said that before. There are subtle glitter lipsticks. I mean, as a person who wears a lot of glitter lipstick, I have to find some subtle ones. So anyway, on to the video. So today I'm going to be putting together a holiday look. For me, a holiday look means I can get away with glitter as every aspect of my face. It's generally how I tend to do it. So what I'm looking for is to try to use some of my newer products, stuff I picked up during the VIB sale, then stuff that I really need to practice with. So the theme for today's look is I'm going for sort of like a really beautiful sparkly. I'm thinking of like snow on like a pine tree is what I'm going for. So I'm going to be using a lot of my green eyeshadows, especially some of the stuff that I have as a single that I had forgotten that was really awesome. So I want to make sure I incorporate those into this look. So let's get started. First, in order to prime my face, I'm going to be using my Belif True Cream Aqua Bomb. This is my favorite moisturizer right now. Just really enjoying the way it makes my skin feel. The weather's been really hard on my face. I did promise to use up a bunch of my primers by the end of December. I have to get rid of them, so I'm using up this guy today. This is the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base Visage. I actually have used the last of this for this video. It's not a bad primer. My issue with it is that once it dries, you look like your face is covered in a beautiful fine sheen of glitter, which while I do like glitter, I don't necessarily like glitter all over my entire face. I do really enjoy the way this primer feels on my skin. It makes it very soft. There was a YouTuber who had listed all of the supplies that she uses, and I looked it up and like a ring light's like $300 and she's using a $1,000 camera, and I'm like, oh, I guess this isn't really accessible. And then I saw somebody else who's basically doing it on their phone, and I thought, well, her lighting's not terrible. I mean, she looks good. I had no idea that she's filming this on an iPhone. Like, well, I have an iPhone, and I can get a ring light for like $100, and, you know, I have space in my house. I have a backdrop such that it is. But it's been a lot of fun for me to start the channel, whether anybody watches or not. But if you're seeing this, then you are. So, hey, nice to meet you. So the foundation I'm going to be using is this. This is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet. This is one of my go-to foundations. The reason I'm trying to use this is because it's so close to being empty, I had to actually pop the little top off. I have a backup already. I purchased one during, not the last Sephora sale, but the one before that. I'm so close to using it up. It makes me feel very accomplished when I actually get to use something up. So anyway, I decided to start a YouTube channel so I could talk about my makeup, so I could participate in the community and not feel like I'm just taking from it without giving anything back. And so I do film videos that are the kind of content that I like to see, because I love declutters. I'm obsessed with declutters. So I've been decluttering my whole collection sort of as a starter, because I figured that would help me have a lot of content to get going, because I had a lot of stuff to go through. And also that it gave me accountability. If I decluttered something and it showed up again later in my video, I would look like a big jerk who lies. So when I have pulled something out of the declutter, I've tried to be truthful about it at the end of the video, because I knew I was going to take it back and I was going to try again with it and make it love me. I didn't want to lie about it. Anyway, and also I thought it would be fun. Plus, I'm going to be traveling in the new year, and when I'm traveling, I'm really only going to be working on weekends doing shows, and the week is going to be pretty empty, and this would be ideal to give me something to do, because this is portable. I have my phone. As long as I can take my ring light with me to set up so I have good lighting, I'll be able to film from wherever I like. The point is to, you know, talk about stuff that I love, be involved with other people in a community that I really like and enjoy. I mean, I know it has its drama, but you know, sometimes that's really funny. The world is kind of anxious these days. This is sort of a lighthearted place. You know, it's just makeup. So instead of concealer today, I'm going to continue using what I have been, which is this. This is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector Cream. I actually really like it. I got it in a little Becca box set that came with 2 other primers. I think I bought this during the VIB sale, and then I realized I hadn't even opened it or tried to use it, and I was like, I really need to actually put this in the rotation. Like, I've got to try it. I have to try it a couple times to see if I even like it. It makes under your eyes look lighter because it's reflecting light off of whatever particles are in this stuff. So I find it fascinating, and with the right look, it actually looks really nice, but as long as I don't have like ridiculous dark circles that day, I find this stuff works pretty well. It's when I am trying to conceal something that I really need to do an actual concealer, but this helps make me look a little less tired, at least in person. I find in the videos sometimes it looks good and sometimes it doesn't, but again, I'm still learning. I'm trying to figure out the best way to use this product. I'm going to do a little bit of powdering under my eyes, my T-zone area, and on my forehead, because that's the part that gets the sweatiest on me. And for my powder, I'm using my old standby, my Kat Von D Lock-It setting powder. This is in the translucent. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to blush, and I'm actually going to use this. This is my Fenty Beauty Matchstix. This is in the color Yacht Lyfe. It's this really interesting, like, pinky goldy shade. The way I like to apply these, so I don't disrupt my foundation, is I will apply it to the back of my hand and then place it in the places that I want. But you can draw directly on the skin. So like this side, I'm sort of patting it on with my finger, and then if I did it this side, I would just put a little bit on, now that it's warmed up a little bit. So I find that the Fenty Matchstix actually has a very similar effect as the NARS Liquid Blush in Orgasm that I tried the other day. Actually, it's going to give me the same effect, so I guess I don't really need to buy that, because that's like a $30 blush. Not that this stick was cheap, it wasn't, but at least I can use this for other stuff, and it's way more portable. If it broke in my bag, it wouldn't cover everything in a fine liquid, because the sample of NARS Liquid Orgasm actually got all over everything on my table, and it sort of just congealed in a little pink mess, and I ended up having to throw the rest of it away, so ugh. I'm going to do a contour. Or a little bit of bronzer anyway. I'm going to be using this. This is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess. I got this as like a deluxe size, so it's pretty big. I've never tried it before, but I know when I swatched it that it had sort of like a golden glow to it, which looked very pretty. I just haven't really used it yet. And now I want to do my highlighter. So I actually want to do 2 different highlighters today. So I promised I was going to give this another go. This is my Makeup Revolution Skin Kiss Highlighter in Ice Kiss. So I wanted to give it another try, and if I found I didn't like it, I brought another highlighter out as a backup. It is very powdery though. Well, you know, that's not terrible. This just isn't that intense. I have better ones. So I probably should just let this guy go. I think I'm also going to add from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild Glow Kit, I'm going to put some Lucky Clover, because I'm going for that green look today. So let's give myself some green. Ooh. Ooh, that's looking nice. Take a look at that in my mirror. Oh, yeah. Well, I'll say this. It stuck directly onto that Makeup Revolution stuff and turned my face green right there. I love the idea of highlighting down the nose, and some people on YouTube make it look super pretty, but when I do it, it just makes my whole nose look really shiny and not in an attractive way. So I'm going to forgo highlighting down my nose. So I've got my highlighter, I got my blush, I got my contour. So in terms of the eye look I want to go for today, I pulled these 3 singles out. These are 2 of the Kat Von D Metal Crush shadows, and this is an Urban Decay Deluxe eyeshadow in the shade Graffiti. These guys are in Iggy and Electric Warrior. I had forgotten that I had them because they're restored in a separate place from all my eyeshadow palettes, and I want to make sure that they're getting used for things. So I pulled those out, and I pulled out my Fenty Beauty palette because there's a lot of green shades in here, if I recall correctly. Yeah, there's a couple different green shades that I could be using. So there's this really cool one up here that's sort of like a green to blue. This also has sort of a green shift to it, as well as this guy. So I wanted to give a couple of these a go because there's just some really interesting glitters in here, and I haven't played with this palette enough. So in order to do that, I'm going to first put down some primer, and then I think a little bit of base shadow. So the primer I'm actually going to use today as I'm using up the rest of the sample from Too Faced, the Too Faced Glitter Glue. I did a makeup battle with some of my primers. This did perform very well, but ultimately my favorite primer ended up being the NYX primer, and not simply because it was cheapest. I found actually that it performed the best. So I'm going to try to use the rest of this sample up, which would be very exciting for me. That's another thing about starting a makeup channel. You really have to take stock of the makeup that you have and actually put it into rotation. This has inspired me like nothing else to actually try to pan things, to use up all of those millions of samples that I happen to get all of the time, because I get so many samples. So many. You can really game the system on that. If you make orders at Sephora, especially if you have flash shipping, you can get a deluxe sample pretty much anytime you want. Whew, this stuff feels super weird. Anyway, so I'm going to take one of these single shadows that I had pulled out, And I think the oldest one that really needs a chance is this Graffiti shade from Urban Decay. I love these little eyeshadows from yesteryear that have a tiny mirror in them. They're actually not a bad mirror, so I'm going to try to take advantage of that and actually use it. So I'm going to take this shade across my lid right now. So I'm just putting that all across the lid at the moment. So I think I'm going to blend that out with Electric Warrior. So I'm going to put Electric Warrior. I'm going to sort of do like a blend in the middle there. Take that with a different kind of brush. I got this Urban Decay Natural Basics out as though I was actually going to use it, which I'm not. I'm just not in the mood today. So I'm taking Electric Warrior all the way up to my brow bone. I'm going to put a lighter shade up there to highlight that if necessary, but I actually like the way this is looking. Again, everybody, you do your makeup the way you like it. This is working for me. So as tempting it as it is, because I've tried a couple of shades from here, I think I'm going to go with this shade up here. This is the color Xtra Terrestrial, and I'm also going to pull in a little bit of this guy over here, which is Milky Way. I think those are the two I'm going to try to bring into this look. So I am using my finger as I've been playing with the Fenty palette. I find that that's the easiest way to apply this shadow. Oh, that is intense payoff. That's far darker than I was expecting it to look. This is a color I have not tried before. So on the outer corner of my eye, it was sort of sticking a bit in a not pleasant way. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But let me try to get the other eye first. It like clumped up on itself, and now in order to try to fix it, it's coming off and taking all of my makeup with it. So now I'm gonna take that Milky Way shade and I'm gonna put that as an inner corner highlight. I'm gonna try putting that on the brow bone to sort of cover up the issues that this was having with the glitter glue. I'm going to take my brush now and I'm going to try to do some blending. I'm having some issues with this side, like the glitter glue sort of clumped up and made it stick unevenly, and when I tried to smooth it out, it sort of just removed all of it. So I'm trying to fix it, but you know, adding more eyeshadow almost never solves the problem. There's definitely a learning curve to this. This is not a beginner palette. I've heard that on YouTube. I get it. There's a way to make this work, but I have not quite figured it out. So at this point, I'm not sure I can do anything else with it except, you know, start over. And I think I'm just going to leave it. This is a learning experience. We're all learning together. So I would say you don't need to use a lot of this to get a really intense payoff. And I think I got really excited and just chose too many really cool colors, and now I have this happening. So it's fine. So I'm going to move on and put some eyeliner on instead. So let's give this shade another try. So this is the Clinique Pretty Easy Liquid Eyelining Pen. I tried this the other day. This came in my Sephora Play Box. It didn't fare very well the first day because I tried it after using a cream eyeshadow, and the cream eyeshadow, the brush got stuck in it and it sort of jumped around and I looked terrible. Let's just say that. I looked terrible. So I need to give this another couple of tries to see if it's user error that's making it look terrible, or it only will function with certain kinds of eyeshadow, or what. But this is, while these are foiled shadows, so they are a little bit thicker, so I may end up with the same problem. It's not the same formula, so I'll give it a go. Okay, Clinique, you have redeemed yourself. This does not work very well for me with a cream eyeshadow, but this went on so much easier with this kind of shadow. I'm actually very impressed with this eyeliner. I think it works very well. Normally I wouldn't put much of a dark liner underneath my eye because it will bleed on me no matter what I do, even with setting spray. But I do want to take a little bit of eyeshadow across, and I find if it has something to stick to, especially in the corner, it does a little bit better. The two of them together manage to make it so that the product does not run. And for that, I'm going to be using my Kat Von D Electric Warrior. I'm going to take that along the inner corner. I'm using that because I'm pretty sure the Fenty Galaxy might be fine underneath my eyes, but I haven't tried it out and I don't really want my eyes to be all red tomorrow. So I know this stuff does not bother me, so I'm fine to use it. I've taken Electric Warrior across the bottom, and I'm going to do a little bit of the Graffiti shade going around to the corner to meet up with the end. I'll use the tiny mirror for fun. So I'm actually going to do my mascara now. So I'm using a twofer. I'm using the CoverGirl Peacock Flare Mascara. This is really good at separating your lashes. I don't find it makes your lashes particularly dark, but once it's separated, then I can put another mascara on top of it and get a nice effect. So I'm actually using now the Makeup Forever Excessive Lash Mascara, which I think is pretty good mascara. It's a pretty natural looking mascara in my experience, but it's really good at coating your lashes. So I find that when I pair these two together, because the lashes are now separated really well, I can really get product onto them. I will give unto you this man cat you will give unto me this phone. So my cat came to visit, and my Fenty Beauty palette fell off the table, and I shrieked in horror, and everything is fine, nothing broke. Moving on, let's go on to lips. The lipstick I had picked out for this look I think is going to be a lot, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm committed. So I'm going to be using my Ciate London Glitter Flip. This is in the shade Forbidden. So the lipstick itself is a burgundy shade, and then the glitter effect is sort of like a pinky purple once you put this stuff on and let it dry. Alright, so I'm going to apply the lipstick now. I'm going to set a timer, wait the 2 minutes, and then push my lips together and make magic happen. So in terms of this formula, it's a little bit weird feeling. The brush itself is very fuzzy. It's like I'm rubbing like a Cookie Monster on my lips. Because the brush is fuzzy and the bristle tips stick out a little bit, it's kind of hard to be very precise without being super slow and painstaking about this. So the glitter flip is on, and now we wait. All right, everybody, it's been 2 minutes. It's time to flip this glitter. I do love a glitter lipstick. This stuff is all icky in the corners though. So I've literally had this lipstick on less than 5 minutes, let's say, and it's already like bleeding. This isn't something that it's done before, but I'm not very happy about it. So things about this look that I think were successful. I do think that the highlighter was very successful. This is the kind of highlighter I like to have. I really do like the blush that I've been using with my Fenty Matchstix. I haven't used that particular color a lot because it's relatively new, but I like it. I really like the way it looks, and I think this has talked me out of trying to make that NARS liquid blush work because I don't need it. This is giving me the same effect that I was getting from that. I like all these green eyeshadows. Perhaps I should not have paired them all together, but you know, that's what we were going for. I now know that I need to have a much lighter hand on the Fenty Beauty eyeshadows because this is a little much, and this definitely like clumped up very interestingly. They did not make friends with the Too Faced glitter glue. It made a big clump over there, and trying to smooth it out took the glitter glue off, took the glitter eyeshadow off, took the foundation off that was under it as well. Like all of that went away, and I had to sort of take a moment and try to fix it off camera, and it didn't really work. The lipstick, I usually really enjoy this lipstick, but it's not performing very well today, and these are not particularly old. This is a new product for 2017. I have some Ciate London lipsticks. They're not my favorite, but they do have really interesting colors. So once I saw the colors that were available, I'm always drawn to a really dark, like reddish purple, and I also really love blue lipstick. So because they had a blue lipstick, I was gonna buy it whether I saw it on YouTube or not. You know, the more I look at the dark lipstick, I don't think it pairs that badly. If I'm at a party like out in a darkened room, you know, this makeup is not gonna be too much. It's gonna be a big fancy makeup look because I'm going out to a big fancy party. So, you know, that's fine. I need to stop worrying about it so much. Makeup is for yourself. If you're making a bold choice, it might not be to that person's taste, but you know, be kind. Everybody's trying, everybody's at a different level of skill. I'm doing the best I can. I'm not the greatest at this, but I know I want to get better, and the only way I can do that is practicing. So I do like this palette, I just need to figure out the best way to apply it. And my lesson learned today was that the Extra Terrestrial shade in this Fenty Galaxy palette is way more pigmented than I ever expected it to be, and therefore I should not have used nearly so much. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content you're getting on this channel, please subscribe. I hope that all of your holiday looks are as amazing and glamorous and spectacular as you want, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye!